Greetings, everyone. How are y'all doing? Happy Monday. I just want to come and talk a little bit about the astrology and what's going on in the world and what's going on in our astrology and in our lives and how we can navigate. So we're in Aries energy, and Aries energy is at the most basic level. Aries is like at the basic level, Aries is like war, right? But it's also beginnings and new things. So what's happening now as Pluto is moving into Aquarius, reality is really going to change, you guys, but it's going to change in ways that are so subtle that if you really learn how to think in alignment with nature and understand energy, this is going to be really fun. But reality is splitting in this way where we are in our own energetic frequencies. That's the thing that's important to know about this. My cats, they just are. You are like, when I do my readings, one of the things I say to people, you are a geographical location in the mind of God. You are a geographical location in the mind of God. Nobody else is at the address of your geographical location in the mind of God. They can be sitting next to you and they are not in the same vibratory frequency as you, because everyone's frequency is unique. Everyone's frequency is unique. And so for the last several hundred years, we have all been in this sameness, right? We've all been, in my world, like most Black people were Christians. Every woman wanted to have a child. Everybody wanted to be married. Like all these stories that were anchored in individualism didn't really exist. We were all pretty much in the same mindset. But now that technology has come, we're not in the same mindset anymore, because we all, like, just in technology, the ads that come to you are just about what you've been putting your energy in, right? But this is also cosmological. So what you know about yourself is what the universe is going to produce in your life. And it's always been subtle like this, but we didn't have any sort of direction or conversations around how we were really creating our lives. But now it's really going to be very intimate. And so what you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, how you talk to yourself, what you believe about yourself is going to be the power in your life. And it's starting to happen so subtle for me in ways that I would generally miss. But I had a thought. Like, I have this machine in my house that is a chi. It generates chi. And I can turn the energy of it up and it will generate chi and keep my energy high and up leveled, right? Or I can turn it down and it will not put out a lot of chi. And so I had a thought about, so I'm gonna just tell you guys the whole story so that it doesn't feel so weird and confusing. So I wanted to fast today, but I've been having an interesting time fasting because I've not been able to really be present with my desire for food. So when I want the food, it's like, fuck it, I have to have it. Like when you have to use the bathroom, like that's how I feel when I have to eat. Like I cannot hold it. I have to go eat. So I was like, just fast until noon. And my chi machine said 10, it had the number 1018 on it. And when I decided to eat, I was like, the number is going to go down. I had a thought in my mind. The number is going to go down to 1017. So I made myself some tacos because all I eat is tacos now because I need to eat something that I love. I made myself some beans, guacamole, some lettuce, and a corn tortilla. So I made the tacos. I ate it, and then when I took the bowl back to the kitchen, the chi machine said 1017. And I was like, oh, it went down. And my spirit said it went down because you told it to go down. It didn't go down because you ate or because you broke your fast. It went down because you had the thought that it was going to go down, and it went down. And I was like, So literally, I got to see in immediate time my thought impacting the external reality, and it happened. And it's starting to happen faster and faster and faster. So I'm needing to become more mindful of my thoughts. So I'm doing things like watching TV shows so that I can turn off my internal dialogue and I can just focus on the TV show. Or I'm intentionally working or writing or doing so that I'm just not in my head with random ass bullshit about people, about the world, about this, worried, which is the stuff that I don't want to say I would norm, because I've been training myself to stop that kind of thinking for years now. But I'm just getting to the point where I'm actually able to change the direction of my thoughts intentionally and have them not be obsessed on things that I don't want to have happen. So she said, this always happens to me. Yes. So this stuff is going to start quickening. African drumming is doing it for me. Oh, I love that. Yes. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Okay. So my point about this is that reality is going to start becoming faster to our own internal experience. So it's important for us to have dominion and to use I love that you said it feels good. That is really great that you said it feels good, because I'm like, I have a Gemini moon and my mind is so like, it's so like this. So I'm glad you said it feels good, because it can feel good for you. It can feel good for me. So thank you for that. We're going to have more revelations. Yes, we are. So the moon today is in Virgo, and the moon in Virgo is asking us to release our patterns that don't serve us. And one of the things that I'm starting to notice in me is my mind, my thoughts also create feelings in my body. So if I have a thought like I have a lot of money, then I'm going to feel good, right? If I have a thought like I don't have enough money, then I'm going to feel bad. If I have a thought like I don't like this person and how come this in this, I'm going to write all of that sort of stuff. So I'm starting to regulate my mind and my feelings, and so I'm having to spend a lot of time alone. I'm having to really deconstruct the stories I tell myself, how they land in my body. I was watching a show the other day called The Gilded Age, and there was this scene where somebody was getting retribution on somebody who had done something wrong to him. And I was like, oh, I noticed that I feel like I've won something because he's getting his due justice, and, like how my system is tied into things. And so, because this is our creative, don't you love that show? That is a great show. That's our creative power, and the universe is reading our minds. So the frequency that we send out is based upon our subconscious, our thoughts, how we feel, what we think, what we say. So we have to you literally have to take captive every thought. Every thought has to be held captive. Every feeling has to be investigated, because it's creative and it's creating something. So anyway, I just wanted to come in and say that our reality is going to really be changing a lot soon. When you spoke on God knowing our geographical address, I thought of, yes, that is what that is. It's quantum physics. That's exactly what it is. But we are always doing quantum physics because what we put our attention on, it's there. Something is because we focused on it. That's what quantum physics says, right? It's because when you put your energy on it, it makes it so. So we want to be directing our energy intentionally. What do you want it to land on? What experience do you want to have? You got to write about it. You got to, because we are under energetic assault now because because reality is breaking up, because the chaos is getting really strong, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't judge it. Don't judge the chaos. Don't judge any of the stuff. Just notice it and ask, what does this have to do with me? What does this have to do with me? Do I need to do anything about this? Is this impacting me? And if it's not, keep right on going. Like, if it's like, don't get in other people's business. So this stuff happening in our country, stay out of it. Like, I'm very aware of, I feel like one of the things that's interesting is that America indicting Trump is America indicting itself. Trump is America's favorite child. He followed all the rules of racism, classism, sexism. He followed all the rules, and that's where it landed him. So I'm really aware of what's going on in our world, and I'm just watching it. I know what's happening. I'm not judging it. I'm discerning it. And so, I'm aware, like, well, how does America indict somebody who's doing the things that all the presidents do, that all the politicians do, that the systems are geared towards? How do you criminalize somebody for following the criminal rules? How do you do that? Trump is that's right, as above, so below. So how do you make him be the villain when everything about this nation is about villains? All of it is, right? So he never lied about it. And because he didn't lie about what he was doing, because what he was doing was legal, they're now penalizing him for it. So the more positive we will say our heart karma will bless back after practicing how to apply our pressure. You have to say that in a different way. I don't get that, what you're just saying. So it's important for us to be able to see what's happening and understand it without putting our energy in it, and allowing yourself. I like that point. He's America's poster boy. He really is. And God bless all of this stuff. Because really all this is America's Pluto return. And we are all a part of it. We're all a part of it. So all the ways that we have been functioning are coming undone. And now we need to function in different ways, in new ways. And what can you do? You go within yourself. You connect to your internal self, and your internal self will generate your external reality. And the way that we have to be certain to take responsibility for ourselves, take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, your choices, your life. Do your shadow work, because we all have a shadow coming out of the dark ages. Everybody has a shadow. If you don't think you have a shadow, then you need to come and see me, because I'll point it out to you. I will show you where your shadow is. If you can't find it, I'd be happy to do that. That would actually be fun for me. America's transparency and how it's implosive. Yes. So what we want to do is take responsibility for our lives, do our shadow work, and become intentional. Like, know yourself so you can understand why you're born now. Why are you alive at this time? Everybody who's here now is here for a particular internal thing. That's right. Everybody has a shadow. That's right. Like, everybody has to go poop. Everybody got a shadow. It's the shadow is just the opposite of the light. It's how it is, right? When you eat good food, what's the opposite of the good food? A good poop. So everybody has a shadow. And so if you honor it, it will flow with grace and ease, and you don't have to suffer behind it. So those are the things that are important. All right, you guys. You guys can come and join Follow the Sun. There's some people here that are in Follow the Sun. The work there, we do the work. Mercury Retrograde is starting on April 7th. You can register up until the 21st of April. America and France are in their Pluto. Paris is literally burning. Wow. Yes, absolutely. I agree. It's too important to make a connection to our shadow self that way that we can check it instead of, yes, just so that it doesn't control you. So Mercury retrograde. And here's the thing. We're about to have some real economic shifts. And the economy is now going to be based upon your consciousness, right? Like we lived in a world that was all based on money, but now it's like really about the value that you bring and the work that you're here to do. And when you are aligned to what you're here to be and do, then you're going to be taken care of. You're going to have everything you need. So this Mercury retrograde class starts on the April 7th. The last day to register is April 21st because that's when Mercury really goes retrograde. Mercury's retrograding in Taurus, and we're going to be doing the work to reprogram our value system. How we value ourselves, how we understand our value, what we have to offer, what we bring. Venus is the energy of bringing value. So you have to know your value. You have to know, like the gifts that I have, I didn't even know. Yes, Mercury retrograde happens every 3 years. Every 3 months, y'all. We have 3 Mercury retrogrades a year. So every 3 months we have a Mercury retrograde. So you guys, where's the link? The link is in my profile link, and you can, if you want to make 2 payments of $111, you can ask me for that link. I'll send it to you. And we're going to be doing the work to reprogram our money, our value, so that we can resonate at the frequency of who we're meant to be and generate money and value through being ourselves, because you're here to do something. You're here to bring something, and you're here to be taken care of. You're not here to suffer. You're not here. And just because the world is going through all this stuff doesn't mean that you're supposed to go with, like, so literally this is the gold rush. This is a whole new reality that's being birthed. So every possibility, every probability is available, but you got to shake the tree. You got to come in. And so I had to really rework my money story. I had to really understand that money is energy, and the work that I do and how I value it. And then now literally the invisible is so alive with me. I always have what I need. I always have what I need. Everything is, and I understand that my relationship with money has to transform, because I have often not connected my energy and my energy flow to money. I have not seen money as an energy and an extension of me. I have seen it as something outside of me, or something that I had to struggle for or work for, that I didn't have enough of. So I had to reprogram all of that so that I could be in the flow. And now I am. And it's a fascinating experience, because when I step out, the earth is there and the earth rises to meet me every single time. So you guys can register on my profile link or send me a private message, and I can send you the link to register for the class. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Have a beautiful evening. Bye. Money responds to energy sources. That's right. See you guys. The universe will always provide if we believe and talk to all the positive energies. This is true. That's been my experience. All right, y'all.